Yes. In this class, I am going to explain about magnetic scalar and vector potential. See, this concept we are going to study under the magnetostatics. See, in the electrostatics, see, we already have a concept of potential. In electrostatics, we have a concept of potential. So, similarly, so in the magnetostatics also we have a concept of potential, but see, in case of electrostatics, we have studied about the potential concept only for a single value function. So that means the potential is only one in case of electrostatics. So how can we define the potential concept in electrostatics? See, if we have a charge here, if we have a charge here, positive charge or negative charge, that may be anything. So around this charge there is a region. So this region is already known to you, that is electric field region. Okay, the region surrounded by the electric charge is called as your electric field. Now see, if we have a test charge which is also similar, to the base charge, this is called as a base charge. Okay, now due to the force of repulsion, this test charge is moving from its initial position. Let us consider the initial position is A, from its initial position to somewhere. Okay, so just consider that the final point of the test charge is point B. Okay, now in this case these two positions are the known values, or for example, okay, if this the final position of qt is at infinity, final position of qt is at infinity. Now see, as electric field direction of the base charge is from A to infinity, so your charge direction is from also A to B. Now see, to keep the test charge in the same position, we need to expand, or we are an external source has to do the work on the test charge to move it from minus infinity to position A. So what is happening here? An external source is doing the work to move qt from infinity to initial position A. That work done on unit charge, is defined as your electric potential, and it is a scalar quantity. It doesn't have any direction. It has only the magnitude. So that's why an electric potential is termed as a scalar quantity. It is only a single valued function. So in the same way, in the magnetostatics, we also have a concept of vector, concept of potential. So but this, in the magnetostatics, we have the potential, magnetic potential, in two ways, or we have two types of potentials in magnetostatics. Those are namely magnetic scalar potential, and second one is about magnetic vector potential, Okay, now this magnetic scalar potential is represented with letter capital V subscript m, Vm, and it is a vector quantity. It is represented always with A bar, where A bar is the magnetic vector potential and Vm is the scalar potential. Now we will see one by one how to define these two concepts. So first of all, I would like to define about the magnetic scalar. So see, sorry, before that, to define these two potentials, scalar and vector potential, these two potentials should satisfy or should follow the two conditions. Those are the two properties. This scalar potential and vector potential should follow the two properties. Those properties are, see, before that I would like to write like this: to define magnetic scalar and vector potential, let us use us use two properties of curl. Curl properties should be followed, or should follow curl properties to define scalar and vector potential. So those two properties are curl of gradient of potential equals to 0, and second property is about divergence of curl of any vector is equals to 0. Divergence of curl of any vector equals to 0, where here V is a scalar, and A bar is a vector. Okay. So now to define this magnetic, first one is magnetic scalar potential. To define magnetic scalar potential, so it should satisfy the property number 1. This is property 1, it is property 2. So to define magnetic scalar potential, it should follow or satisfy the following property. What is the property? The property is del cross del V equals to 0. As it should follow this property, you just substitute V is equals to V in this property, so that you will get. Okay, if you substitute it in a property of curl, you get curl of del cross del Vm equals to 0. But in electrostatic, we had a relation between electric field intensity, and curl operator, and potential. So what is the relation between these three terms? Is electric field intensity is equal to gradient of potential. This is in case of electrostatic. Similarly, there is a relation between magnetic field intensity H bar and the operator del and the potential Vm which is equals to H bar is equals to minus del Vm. So if you consider it is equation 1 and it is equation 2, and substitute 2 in 1, so that how this equation 1 is going to be modified here, del cross of minus H bar. So instead of del Vm, I am substituting minus H bar. If you say minus to this side, you get this expression which is equals to 0. Okay. Or it is also equals to, if you send the minus term to the outside of the equal symbol, then it will become del cross H bar is equal to 0. But from the point form of Ampere's law, what is del cross H bar there? Cross H bar is equal to J bar. So if you consider it is equation 3 and it is equation 4. But to satisfy these two equations, the J bar, to satisfy 3 and 4, J bar should be 0. To satisfy 3 and 4, that means the left-handed side in equation 3, right-handed side term in equation 4 are same. So that's why the right-handed term should be same. That means J bar should be equals to 0. That means the scalar magnetic potential. So finally the conclusion here, scalar magnetic or magnetic scalar potential, both are same. Magnetic scalar potential or scalar magnetic potential. Magnetic scalar potential is an important point, this one. Magnetic scalar potential is defined for source free region. This is a current source, so it is defined as, so J bar is equal to 0. It is defined only for source free regions. source of field region. So this is the conclusion. Okay. Now also we can also express this scalar magnetic potential in terms of H bar and dl bar, like this. See, there is a relation between E bar and V. In case of electrostatics also it's also like this. Potential at A, or potential difference between A and B is the line integration of B to A E bar dot dl bar. Similarly, we can also write the expression for magnetic scalar potential Vm in terms of H bar and dl bar will be like this. This is the final expression for magnetic scalar potential. Okay. Now see, we also write the expression for Laplace equation for magnetic scalar potential. Laplace equation for magnetic scalar potential. So next one is about, this is a subtopic, is Laplace equation for magnetic scalar potential. So to derive the Laplace equation for magnetic scalar potential, just consider the expression of magnetic flux, which is surface integration of d bar dot ds bar is equals to 0. These are for closed surfaces. Okay. So now if you apply a divergence theorem, like divergence theorem to the above equation, you will get value integration of del dot d bar is equals to del dot d bar respective value integration, which is equals to 0, or so if you take the integration on both sides, you will get del dot d bar is equals to 0, but d bar is equals to mu times of h bar in terms of electric field intensity. So if you substitute this equation here, you will get del dot mu times of h bar is equals to 0, or mu del dot h bar is equals to 0, or del dot h bar is equal to, if you set the mu to the outside of this equation, you get 0 by something, it is equals to 0. But we already know the relation between h bar and magnetic scalar potential from equation 2. So from the relation between h bar and magnetic vector potential scalar potential is this one. So if you substitute it here, okay, if you substitute this here, you will get del dot h bar, in place of h bar it is del times of Vm is equals to 0, del dot del is equals to del square. So it is del square Vm equals to 0. This is the Laplace equation for magnetic scalar potential. Okay, now we will see the second one. What is the second one? Magnetic vector potential. Magnetic vector potential. Now, see the magnetic vector magnetic potential or magnetic vector potential is, it will be like this. Vector magnetic potential or magnetic vector potential, both are same. Magnetic vector potential, and it is represented with the capital A bar. Okay. So now to define this magnetic vector potential, it also should follow the properties of curl. What is the property? It is divergence of curl of any vector equals to 0. This is the property which should follow the magnetic vector potential. That is the reason why if you substitute A bar is equals to A bar, this should be equal to 0. Okay. Now see, but from the Maxwell's second equation. What is the Maxwell's second equation? Or it is from Gauss law, point form of, from point form of Gauss law for magnetostatics. So what is the point form of Gauss law for magnetostatics? It will be del dot T bar is equals to 0. If you consider it is equation 1 and it is equation 2, so if you from 1 and 2, if you observe 1 and 2, D bar is equals to del cross A bar. So this is a relation between magnetic flux density, it is magnetic flux density, and it is magnetic vector potential. Okay, now the curl of a vector magnetic potential is the flux density, and now there is a point form of, and from point form of Ampere's law. From Ampere's law, what is the point form of Ampere's law? It is del cross H bar equals to J bar. Okay. From this law, so there is a relation between here, there is a relation between P bar and mu H. So from this relation, H bar is equal to, what is H bar? It is B bar by mu. Okay. Now it is considered equation 3 and it is equation 4. Okay. And it is phi. Okay. Substitute phi in 4. So that if you substitute phi in 4, what you will get here? It is del cross H bar value is how much? It is B bar by mu equals to J bar. Is it? Now again from equation 3, what is equation 3? From equation 3, B bar must be equals to del cross A bar. Now substitute 3 in this equation. If it is considered as a 6, 3 in 6. So that's why I am separating mu here, 1 by mu of del cross. What is B bar here? It is del cross A bar equals to J bar. But we know the property of curl of any vector. Right? From curl property or properties of curl. Right? From curl property or properties of curl. Okay. What is the curl of any vector? What is the curl of any vector? It is curl of any vector is del cross A bar equals to del dot A bar minus del square A or A bar. This A bar. This is the property of a curl of any vector. So from this property we can write this equation 7. Okay. And if we consider it is 8. From 8, okay, 1 by mu times of del dot A bar minus del square A bar equals to J bar. Okay. So now this is the magnitude of current source which is used to define the magnetic vector potential. So there is a difference between magnetic scalar potential and magnetic vector potential. Magnetic scalar potential is defined for, this is V. Magnetic potential is defined for source free circuits, whereas magnetic vector potential is not equals to 0. That is having the magnitude of this value. Okay, so this is what the conclusion. Okay, 1 by mu or mu naught. Okay. Thus, if the magnetic potential is known, the current density can be obtained, and defining the A bar, current density need not be 0. Okay, now we can define the Poisson's equation for magnetic vector potential. Poisson's equation for magnetic Poisson's equation for magnetic vector potential. Okay, so it will be simple from this equation, from 9. Okay, the property of del dot A bar is equals to 0. This is from the property. Okay, if you substitute it in equation 9, so 1 by mu times of 0 del cross A bar equals to J bar. Del cross A bar is equals to J bar. Cross A bar is equal to J bar, and it will be minus 1 by mu times of del square A bar equals to J bar. Thus A bar is equal to J bar, or del square A bar is equals to, you send this to this side, it will be minus mu J bar. This is the Poisson's equation. Poisson's equation for magnetic vector potential. Thank you.